Hello friends, welcome to Learner's Planet. Friends, in this session I am going to discuss the doubts sent by the students. All the problems are from data interpretation section, and once again I would suggest you just try the problems on your own before you watch the solution. Okay, so let's begin. Now see this problem. Set of problems. Number of days taken to finish 6 different works by 3 people, PQR, right? Work A, B, C, D, 6 types of works are there, and time taken by PQR is given over here. The first question says, if PQR work together, then what is the ratio of number of days to complete the work A to that to complete the work C, right? A and C we have to make comparison. So just do it quickly. You must be knowing a unitary method to solve the problems based on work. That's 1 by 30, 1 by 15, 1 by 12. That's the work A. 1 upon 30, 1 upon 15, 1 upon 12. That is a single day work done by the 3 people, right? And for C, 45. So it is 1 upon 45 plus 1 upon 30. 22.5 is 2 by 45, right? So take LCM. Now we have to find out a ratio of number of days that will be reversed, right? So here we just see 5 and 4, 9 and 2, 11 by 60, and here it is 4 and 3, 7 and 2, 9 by 90. So it's 11 by 60 into 90 by 9. So 11:6 is the ratio of 1 day work. So the entire work will be done in the ratio 6:11, right? So this is the correct one. Just be very clear about it. This is the work done in 1 day, and this is the work done in 1 day. This is work A, this is work C, right? So when see 11 by 60 is the work done in 1 day, right? So the total work will take 60 by 11. Similarly, here the single day work is 9 by 90, so the total number of days will be 90 by 9, right? So this is how you have to calculate. I hope you are clear. How much less time is required to finish the work B by P and Q together than to finish the same work by Q and R together? Okay, so work B, P is, again we have to take the unitary method. P, this one, so in 1 day P will be doing 1 upon 10th of the work. That's we are talking about the work P, and Q will be doing 1 upon 20th of the work, right? So total duration by P and Q will be 20 by 3. That's a work B, right? And Q by R, that's 1 upon 20, and R is 1 upon 25, right? So total duration is 100 by 9. Okay, now we have to find out the difference. So 100 by 9 minus 20 by 3. So I can write this by 100 by 15 or 60 by 9. That's better. So it's 40 by 9, right? So it's 4 by 9 days. Okay? Be clear that this is the single day work. 3 by 20 is a single day work, so the total duration will be 20 by 3, reverse of that. And here the single day work is 9 by 100, so the total duration is 100 by 9. So the difference between these two is 40 by 9. That's asked. Time required to finish the work E by P and R together is what % of time required to finish the work D by Q and R. Similarly, work E by P and R. So P work E is this, P is this, so P is 20. So in one day it will do 1 by 20 of the work, and R is triangle, so it's 1 by 15. Okay, so it's 63 plus 4. So in single day 7 by 60 of the work will be done, so total work will be done in 60 by 7 days, right? Now we have to see work D by Q and R. So Q is this, so that's 1 by 40, and R is triangle, that's 1 by 30, so it is 7 by 120, right? Now we have to see the total duration will be 120 by 7. Right? So this is what percent of this? So clearly it is 50%. Okay? Pretty simple. What is the ratio of total number of days P will take to finish the work A, B and C together to that of Q will take to finish the work C, D and E together? Okay. So P will take, P is this. Okay, kite shape. So P will take 15 days to complete work A, then 10 days to complete work B, then 45 days to complete work C. So that is the total duration P will take to complete the work A, B and C, right? Now Q will take to finish the work C, D and E. So Q is square shape. C, it will take 30 days to finish the work C, then it will take 40 days to finish the work D, and then he will take 10 days to finish the work E, right? So that will give us the ratio. So 45, 15, 16 and 10, 70, 70 and 10, 80. So 7:8 is the ratio. Okay, pretty simple. Now see this set of questions. Percentage of passed boys with respect to total number of passed students from 3 colleges A, B, C over the years 2007 to 2011. Okay, so these are 30%, 40%, 35%. Total number of passed students, and this is passed boys. Okay, percentage of passed boys, and here total number of passed students in thousands, right? 2007, 8 up to 11. Okay. So suppose in college A in 2007, 7.5 thousand, that means 7,500 students are passed. Out of that 30% are boys, right? So that is the idea. So we see the first question. What is the ratio of number of girls passed from college A and C together in 2007 to that of number of boys passed from college B in the same year? Okay, so 2007 college B. First of all, we see 2007 college B, 40% boys are passed, right? And how many students are there? 9,500, that is 9,500. So in denominator we'll have 9500 into 0.4. Okay, and girls passed from college A. College A, total number of students 7,500, and boys 30%, that means girls are 70%. So 7500 into girls, boys 30, girls 70, plus college C. College C is 6.8 per thousand. So that is 6,800, and 35% were boys, so 65% are girls. So 6800 into 0.65. That is the calculation we have to make. So first of all, remove the zeros from numerator and denominator. Okay. Further, 5, 8, 14 and 13. See, there is plus sign over here, right? So be careful about the calculation. This is for college A and this is for college C, right? Further 4, 7 and 34. Okay, so in the numerator we are having 95 into 4. That is 380. So we have 380 in the denominator over here. Now it cannot be further reduced, right? In the numerator we are having 75 into 7 plus 34 into 13. If you wish to calculate, you can, otherwise you can mark this as answer. Okay. In fact, if you wish, you can calculate the unit digit or the digital root also. 7 5s are 35, unit digit is 5 over here. 4 3s are 12, unit digit is 2 over here. So 5 plus 2, 7 is the unit digit. So that's we are having over here. So this much risk you have to take. So this must be the correct choice. Okay. I hope you are clear. What is the approximate percentage of number of girls passed from college B in the year 2010 to that of number of boys passed from college C in the year 2011? So number of girls from college B in year 2010. So in year 2010, college B 8200 is the total strength. So I just write it over here, 8200, and college B 2010. So boys percentage is 55, so girls percentage must be 45, right? So 45% of this. Number of boys who passed from college C in year 2011. In year 2011, total strength is 7400, and boys from college C pass is 40%, right? So this is the calculation we have to make. So this is 41, this is 37. Now it is just 4, right? Around 4. 9 4s are 36, we are left with 1. So 0, so 4.1 something, and it is 8 5s are 40, and 1, so 5.1 something. So precisely 51 by 41. So we can take it as around 50 by 40 or 5 by 4. So that is 1.25. That is 125%. Okay. So 125% is the correct answer. Now what is the average number of girls passed from all the colleges in year 2009? In year 2009, college A 8.2, right? So it's 8200, college B 8800, college C 8400. Okay. Now girls in 2009, this 35%, so girls must be 65%. Right? Boys 45, so girls must be 55. I remove the 2 zeros, and 40% boys, girls must be 60%. And this divided by 3 that we have to calculate. Now this calculation is a bit lengthy, but what you can do is, see, this is an even number, this is an even number, this is an even number, right? So total will be an even number, and if any even number is divided by an odd number, so the quotient, the result will be definitely an even number, right? So you can eliminate these two. Apart from that, you can go by the digital root method also. See, 8 into 10, 1 into 6 and 5, 11, 2, plus 8 and 8, 16, 7, plus 8 into 4, 8 plus 4, 12, that is 3 into 6, that's a multiple of 9. So overall, your answer must be 9 plus 9, that is 9 by 3 is equal to 3x. So your answer must be multiple of 9, right? So we just have to see from these two if we get multiple of 9 or not. I just explain you once again. See, numerator is multiple of 9 divided by 3. So I just take 3 from here, and 3 into x I put it like this, right? So 3 into x, that means our answer must be multiple of 3, then only will be getting ultimately this as multiple of 9, right? So we see 8 and 6 14 plus 4 18, it is not multiple of 3. 7 plus 5 12, it is multiple of 3. So 5070 will be the correct answer. No need to calculate further. Okay, and I hope you are clear with this. I have taken digital root concept, or you can say just found the multiplication of found the number from the options which is giving me multiple of 9. Right, this entire calculation is multiple of 9. Multiple of 9 divided by 3, you should be getting the multiple of 3. So multiple of 9 is equal to 3 into x. 3 into x, right? So our answer, x is our answer. Our answer should be definitely multiple of 3. Then only these two will make multiple of 9 as we are getting in over here, right? So this is how you can solve the question. This is how you can eliminate the options. Otherwise, it will be a time consuming process. Okay. So 5070 is the correct answer. The total number of passed students from College C in the year 2009 is approximately what percentage of the total number of students passed from all the 3 colleges in the same year? Okay. So 2009 total number of passed student from College C. So College C 2009 total number of students is 8400. Okay, so total number of passed students 8400, right? And total number of students passed from all the 3 colleges in the same year. So that is 84 plus 88 plus 82. So 8 and 2 2, 8 and 2 10 and 4 14. 8, 8, 16, 24 and 125, right? So this is the percentage we have to find out. Now if you multiply this by 3, 3 4s are 12, 3 5s are 15, 16, 3 2s are 6 and 1 7, right? So it's more than 30%. So we just have one option that is more than 30%, that's 33%. Okay, because it is 8400 and in the denominator we have 254, right? So if it is 250, then it is 25 3s are 75, right? So, or you can even go for this method also. 25 3s are 75, 9 0, again 33, 3. So 33 point something will be your answer. Okay. Now this set of questions: number of items in thousands produced by 5 different companies P, Q, R, S and T over the years. All data in thousands. So, and a ratio of sold to unsold items by different companies over the years. Okay, sold and unsold. Okay. The first question: what is the average number of sold items by company R in year 2009, 10 and 11? 2009 company R total production is 10.8, right? And sold is 7 by 12. Ratio to sold and sold is 7:5. So sold is 7 by 12, right? So we have to find out the average. So 10.8, or I can say 10,800, and it's 7 by 12, right? That's in year 2009. In year 2010 it is 9600 and 3 by 8. And in year 2011 it is 9500 into 3 by 5, right? So to find out the average we have to divide this calculation by 3, right? So what I do is I eliminate 3 from all these numbers, right? Now we just have to find out this addition. 1900, 300 into 7, 2100, 1200. So this is 4000 and 5200, right? So 5.2 thousand. Okay. Most of the students, what they do is they will multiply these two, then add all of them, and then they will divide by 3, right? So instead, if you have to find out the average, and if you are able to see 3 everywhere in these 3 calculations, you just cancel it out instead of multiplying. Okay, so that will that way you'll be able to save some time. Okay. Now, in which of the following years the number of unsold items by company S is maximum? Okay, company S in 2007 production is 13.6. See, everywhere we are having a decimal just before one number, right? So I just eliminate the decimals. Okay, now in year 2007 total production is 136, and unsold item by company S is 9 by 17. Right, so that is year 2007. In year 2008 it is 104, and unsold item will be 7 by 13. Right, in year 2009 it's 117, and unsold item will be 5 by 9. Right, in year 2010 114, and unsold item must be 1 by 3. Okay, and we have none of these also, so we need to take 2011 as well. So 2011 105 into 3 by 5. Okay, now we have to find out which one of them is the biggest. Now the calculation is very simple, so it's easy to do. 72, 56, 65, don't write if you don't want to, 38, 63. So highest is 72, year 2007. Okay. Which of the following companies the number of sold item in year 2011 is maximum? Okay, so in year 2011 again we have a decimal at one place. So I just remove the decimal. Year 2011 P is 143, and sold item in year 2011 is 4 by 11. Right? For Q it's 112, and sold item is 5 by 8. For R 95 into sold item is in year 2005 3 by 5. Right, for S 105 into sold item will be 2 by 5. Okay, for T it's 117, and sold item is 1 by 3. Okay, it's 13 fours are 52, 70, 57, 42, and 39. Right, so we have to find out which of the following companies the number of sold item is maximum. So maximum we have 70. Right, so that's in the for Q. Okay, I hope you are clear. Now, what is the difference between the average of the number of items produced by company PQRST in year 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 respectively, and the average of the number of items produced by companies TSRQP in year this? Okay, so just have to note down the data carefully. Average will find out afterwards. First of all, we just write down the number, right? So here P in 2007. So P 2007 10.8. So I write it as 108. Q 2008. So Q 2008 that's 121, right? Then R 2009 108, S 2010 114, T 2011 117, right? Then minus T 2007, T 2007 128, S 2008, S 2008 104, R 2009, R 2009 108. Okay, Q 2010, Q 2010 105, and P 2011. So 143, right? So precisely this entire calculation is divided by 10, and since we have to find out the average, we have to divide this by 5 also. Okay. Now what we can do, 108 is getting cancelled. It is 121, it is minus 128, so we are having minus 7. Then this is 114 and this is 104, right? So we are having plus 10. Then this is 108 and it is 105, so we are having plus 3. Then 117 and positive, and 143 negative. Or if we remove this, we'll be having 140 negative. So that is 140 and 117, so that is 23 negative. Okay, so 23 and 7 minus 30, minus 30 and 10 minus 20, or 20 by 50 into 100. Since all these items are in thousand, so we have to multiply it by 1000, right? So that's 400 is your answer. Okay, we divided by 10 because of the decimal, and we multiplied by 1000 because all the data over here is in 1000, right? Items in thousands. So if you are going to add all of them, then if you are going to add all of them and then you are finding out, you are going to find out the mutual difference, then that will be really time consuming. So instead of that, you can go this way. Okay, I hope you are clear. Now here, which of the following year the percentage decrease in the total number items produced by company R is maximum compared to the previous year? Okay, company R, in year 2010 8, the difference between 7 decrease is 1.2, right, over 13.2. So decrease is 1.2 upon 13.2 in year 2009. Further decrease is 1.2 over 12. Okay, then further decrease is 1.2 over 10.8. Then further decrease is 0.1 upon 9.6. So we have to find out the biggest data. So that's very small, that's 1 by 9, that's 1 by 10, that's 1 by 11, right? So decrease is maximum in the year 2008, right? That's 1 by 11. Okay, so I hope you are clear. Okay friends, good number of questions based on data interpretation we have done in this question. I'll be taking more doubts in the coming sessions. Okay, bye bye.